One of the first steps that you have to take to get to the gas tank is actually removing the underseat compartment. There are 2 nuts located right next to the seat latch and 2 bolts located right next to the seat hinge. Remove those and the entire seat compartment will come out. To remove it, start by lifting up at the rear of the seat and then pulling up with the front. Then what you want to do is you want to take off the foot plates. These 8 screws, just remove them and the foot plate will pop right out. Do the same on the other side as well. And then what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to remove the side skirt. There's going to be 1 screw located at the rear and 1 screw located at the front. I've removed the front panel so you do not see the forward screw. But this is where it is. Now to remove the side skirt, you have to focus on the back. There's a little small clip at the rear of that side skirt, but then what you're going to do is you're going to slide it towards the rear of the bike and then slowly kind of massage the body panel out. Don't force it. Small movements, be more or less gentle with it. It should release very easily on its own. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove these bolts from the floor pan. It's a 10mm socket and they should come out pretty easily. Now do the same on the other side. Remove the rear screw and the forward screw. I've gone ahead and taken out the bolts on the floor pan on this side as well. Again, don't forget the forward screw. But you're going to want to slide it back and then slide it back and forth as you're slowly pulling it out towards you, and it should come out fairly easy. And remember, don't force any of the body panels. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take an Allen wrench and we're going to remove this screw. There's also a nut on the back side. It should be a 5mm Allen wrench. Once that bolt is removed, then you are going to gently separate the body from the floor pan. Now again, remove the bolt and the nut and remove the body from the floor pan. You pull the body up and the floor pan down. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to remove the passenger foot pegs. Right there is actually located a screw. You can reach it by a box end or an open end wrench and slowly get rid of it or remove it that way. Or you can also reach in from the engine compartment to remove the screw. I suggest doing this as it's less painful of a process to do. Once you remove the nut, the passenger foot peg should just slide right out. Again, repeat the process on the other side. It's a little bit slower using a wrench like this, but you can get it done that way. Once you get it loose enough to a certain point, you can actually stick your hands in there and gently remove it with your fingers as well. Again, once you remove the bolt, the rear passenger peg should come off just fine. Now that we've separated the body from the floor pan, and I've also removed the passenger foot pegs, I want you to go ahead and put the floor pan over top of the foot pegs. What we're going to do is we are going to gently take the floor pan and lift it up over the body. But we first want to make sure that there is separation. Now here's where the lifting comes in. You want to position it forward and make sure that you have freedom of movement. Then what you do is you go towards the forward. Where those forward bolts were on the floor pan, there's actually a locking piece of the floor pan. You're going to want to unclip these, and then you can start to remove the floor pan. Now to remove the floor pan, if it doesn't come apart that easy, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull up and down and also pull away. You have a lot of flexibility in the floor pan, so it's not terribly critical how much force you use. You can be a little bit more rough with this plastic, but with the painted body, you want to be very gentle. Again, this is a massage. You have to change the weight and how much force you put on the floor pan. Sometimes it doesn't want to release, and then once it decides that it wants to release, it comes off very easy. But again, you can use a little bit more force with this, and once it releases, it should pop pretty easily, like that. But then the floor pan is ready to be removed. And located directly underneath the floor pan is the gas tank, and as well as the cross member that holds the gas tank down. You have a 10mm bolt on each side. Just remove that, and that's going to allow you full access to the gas tank. Once you have removed the cross member that holds the gas tank down, we are going to focus on the right hand side of the gas tank. Now what you can do is you can take a flathead screwdriver or a wrench or anything like that, possibly a hammer, and you're going to want to lightly pound the locking mechanism to the left. And once that's loose, then you can start to pull the fuel float sensor out. You kind of have to do a little bit of a dance to get it out, but it does come out fairly easy. You just have to get the right position. Then once you get the fuel tank out, reference to our other video, which is fuel sensor repair, and fix the fuel float sensor, and then just reinstall it and reverse the process. Now you have to make sure that you line up the fuel float sensor with the proper orientation on the gas tank. There is a little tab that has to be lined up properly. Once you line everything up, go ahead and reverse the process by putting on the locking mechanism first by hand, and then going through with a wrench, a hammer, or a screwdriver, and just gently pound it in. I'm only using my hand. It doesn't need to be very tight. You don't have to overkill it. Now just repeat the process all the way back to beginning, and you should be good to go.